Urban EDC Pack 3.0. I started putting this together about 3 years ago and have been adding to it ever since. So I've added enough to it, I'll do another video. The pack itself is a Condor Molly Gadget pouch. I picked this up 3 years ago on eBay for around $12, and it's been a good performing item. I got no serious issues with this pack whatsoever. For $12, you can't beat it. On the back here, I wear this right here in the front on my belt, and I even use it as an armrest sometimes. But I like it to ride a little high, so I've looped these straps through the first set of loops right there. And on the top, I've just wound around the top of it a couple of these. I got these at Harbor Freight, about $7 for 20 of them. They're just little Velcro hook and loop straps. They're going to be pretty handy. I've taken all the zipper pulls off and put a couple of gadgets on there. There's a button compass. It's surprisingly accurate, and I don't like them flopping around while I'm walking, so I just sewed a little piece of Velcro there and put a piece on the back, and it holds it real nice and secure. On the front zipper, I've got this little light by Night Eyes, $5 item on Amazon. I've got the batteries out right now in case while it's in storage it doesn't lean up against something and discharge, but trust me, it's bright. It's a nice little last resort backup. And this little strap down here, I've got it pulled tight to compress everything down, and I didn't want to cut the excess off, and I certainly didn't want it flopping all around, so I just put a couple of zip ties on there to tuck it in real nice and secure and out of the way. In this front little zipper compartment here up toward the top, just a couple of packets of hand lotion, skin moisturizer. There are 4 small zip ties, which I'm constantly using and having to replace for various reasons. And down here I've got a shout wipe, stain remover. There's a little business card in there with my number on it, just in case, God in heaven forbid, I misplace this pack. Hopefully somebody will find that and have the decency to call me and say, hey, we found a nice pack, is this yours? There's a couple of Wet Ones wipes in there. I carry a little extra cash. There's 2 20s and a 10. And that's it for that little compartment. In the front here is a spare backup timepiece, just a little dog tag watch attached to that thing in case I lose, break, or forget my watch or the battery goes dead. The safety pins are self-explanatory. They're handy things to have. There's 3 different sizes. This is a little thermometer, and it's pretty accurate. I put a little piece of Velcro on the back of it and just secured it right there. A couple of small carabiners around those side straps. Don't know if I'll ever use them, but there's a space for them and I had them, so what the heck. This is one of my favorites. This is a Diver's mini LED glow stick, and you're probably not going to be able to see how bright this thing is out here in the sunlight, but if you're in your car or a small, like in a tent, this will light it up, believe it or not. It's got a real thick plastic tube on it. This is metal. There's 3 watch batteries in this little screw cap. You just unscrew it and put them in and screw it to activate. I use this just to grasp and pull it out. Around $20, I think, and I don't remember the brand name, but it's a mini Diver's LED glow stick. They're on Amazon and eBay. This is a little EDC fire starter. Real nice aluminum casting. It's got a little ferrule rod down here with O-ring sealers. They actually even came with some spare O-rings, but it throws a very nice spark, believe it or not. Little strikers right here in the end. It came from China, so it took about a month to get, but it was worth it. Around $3. It's got this. It came with this little clip on it, and I keep it on there to use it as a grasp to quickly and easily pull it out. The Gerber dime, and I chose this over the Leatherman for this little bottle opener. Not because I'm going to be opening a lot of bottles, but again, it's a nice little thing to grasp it. I don't like to go fishing down in here with my fingers. I just want to be able to pull something out and use it. And I'm impressed with this. It was $12, half the price of the Leatherman Squirt, and it's got everything on it that I could possibly need in a pinch. Lots of good reviews out there on eBay, or on YouTube about that, so we'll save time here and just move on. Some True Utility nail clippers for $10. You can't beat that. They're good. It's good stuff. I use this every time I trim my nails, and I really like it. And the coolest thing, well, a cool thing about True Utility, they all come in these really nice hard plastic cases. It's got a watertight O-ring seal around the top, a good little latch there that clamps it down nice. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I'll find something. Real nice bonus. This is an insert refill for my pepper spray carrier. This ASP pepper spray dispenser I carry with me all the time. Every day it's in my pocket. It didn't come with this little belt clip. I actually took that off of a cheap $7 AAA flashlight. It snapped right on there and does the trick. Handy. Click off that safety, hit the plunger. It's good for about 4 blasts, 4 6-foot blasts of pepper spray, but that's the spare insert. A little tiny crescent wrench to supplement the Gerber dime in case I'm trying to tighten down a nut. There's a nut underneath that wants to keep turning. That'll do the trick. The Zebra collapsible pin. I carry a True Utility pin on my key ring, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one always works. I like it a lot. I want to say it was $10. It was worth it. And the only thing I really got to go fishing for down here is this little tin that I keep just a couple of Vaseline soaked cotton balls in. I've wrapped them in wax paper in case this is in the car and it heats up, so that Vaseline won't liquefy and leak out of the tin. These tins you can find all over the place on CountyCom, other places, and I've seen them as much as $6, which is a stupid, hideous overprice for this item. If you're in the Kansas City metro area, Riverside Survival sells these for 75 cents, and I went in there and just cleaned them out one day. I don't remember how many I got, but I snatched a bunch of them. I wear eyeglasses, so I just keep this little tiny screwdriver in there to tighten my glasses down with, which is a pretty frequent occurrence. My latest item is this little knife sharpener right here. Look how thin that is. This also came from China off eBay, and this took 3 weeks, but again, well worth it. It's got a little tungsten sharpening blades in there, and I carry my Schrade Magic, and the blade on it's just a little bit too thick to get all the way down in there, so just kind of at an angle like that. A couple of swipes will make this thing sharp enough to shave hair off your arm. About $3. Not a bad little tool. I used to carry a little pump tube of bug repellent with me, but I've replaced it with something else. We'll get to that in a minute. But I got these on Amazon, just some Ben's 30% DEET wipes. I haven't used them yet. We're coming into spring here. We're in spring, so we'll give these a shot and see how they work. These are the batteries for this little night eyes. I just keep them in there to keep them fresh. There's a piece of Velcro in there to keep them separated so they don't touch and discharge while they're in storage. Some extra matches, some Strike Anywhere matches, and some all-weather matches, weatherproof matches, and a little striker there. I don't know if you can see that. And this was sold as a knife sharpener, but I keep it as a fingernail file for after I trim my nails. It's just a little piece of metal with some diamond coating on it. If you just use this as a nail file, you'll probably never ever wear it out. It wasn't that much, like $2. And I got that on Amazon as well. And that's going to do it for inside that area. In the main pouch, this is my little tin, and if I had to go into some place that it wouldn't be appropriate to have this on my belt, I'm going to grab this and just throw it in my pocket. And the reason I chose this Secrets tin, it's just a little bit shorter than an Altoids tin. I had some trouble. I couldn't get the top zipped over the Altoids tin. But what I sacrificed in length, I gained in height, because this is a little taller than an Altoids tin, so I don't think I'm losing out on any inches as far as storage. Another Wet Ones wipe in there. It kind of keeps everything compressed so it doesn't rattle. A sheet of Write in the Rain paper, and under that are some emergency phone numbers in case I don't have my phone. But I've got a spare Bic in there, some Uncle Ben's Sliver Gripper tweezers, and a medium-sized zip tie just kind of going around the perimeter there. Another one of those tins full of just some various meds, some pain reliever, Imodium, and I don't instead of carrying around a big bulky thing of 5-hour energy, I've got these little red Twin Labs Ripped Fuel. And it's got some good B vitamins in it, some green tea extract, and just enough caffeine to give you a little kick in the pants if you get tired and wore out. There's 4 quarters in there for a parking meter or whatever I might need them for. Little allergy meds, some Claritin, some spare flints for my Zippo, and this little tube. This is just a little watertight pill capsule, and I've got enough Zippo fluid in there for about a half a fill, get me through a day or two if I run out. There's a spare AA or AAA battery with a band-aid or a rubber band around it so it doesn't discharge while it's in there. A little survival whistle. A AA battery. And this is a little micro flash drive. There's a tiny 16 gig micro SD card in there. Just plug that right in the computer if you need to store some data. There's a spare battery for my dog tag watch. And this little tin here is just full of some small utility items. I'm not going to take them all out because it's kind of a hassle. There's a piece of Tinder Quick and a piece of double-sided tape. It kind of keeps everything compressed and keeps it from rattling around. It's mostly sewing stuff. Needle thread, a needle threader in there, a couple of Q-tips. And that's about 5 feet of black duct tape wound around a little piece of a credit card I snipped off. And then there's just a Band-Aid and a butterfly Band-Aid down there at the bottom. And this is what I replaced my bug repellent with. This is Loctite Super Glue Gel. Strong stuff. And I used to carry one of these around all the time, but the downside of this is you use it once and you pretty much have to replace it because it's going to dry out if it's in your pack for any considerable amount of time. I've had this for about 6 months and I've used it 3 times. This nice screw-on locking cap keeps it really good and fresh. I checked it before I started this video and it's still good to go. Less than $3 at Walmart. Zippo just came out with this. This is a fluid capsule. It'll hold enough fluid in there for about 2.5 fills. I love my Zippo, but my gosh, they're high maintenance. If it's not the fluid, it's the flint, vice versa. Sometimes it's both. And it has this nice little rubber sleeve that you can jam an extra flint down inside, and a little tab to loosen and tighten the spring screw for the flint. I want to say it was just under $20. Well worth it. It came with this little keychain clip. I just leave it on there as a grasp to pull it out. Earbuds for my iPhone. An extra iPhone charging cable. And this is my backup power source. Back in 2014 when I put this together, this was the lightest and thinnest I could find. It's a MyCharge Razor and it was $50. It's a hardy little unit though. It's got a metal case around it. It holds enough juice for at least 2 charges of my iPhone, which is fine. There's a lot of these out there now, cheaper, and it'll hold more juice, but I'm getting my money's worth out of this first before I go to switch it out. There's just a little Gerber rubber-coated backup knife. I don't remember how much this was. I want to say it was $15. I got it on Amazon. But it's just small enough and thin enough to fit right down there and not take up a lot of space. About 5 feet of paracord. Hideous color, I know, but I scored 1,000 feet of this for $30, and on Craigslist I couldn't pass it up. Some earplugs, just because. Some lip balm. And I've got some sunscreen in there. A couple of little packets. And just some extra paper clips around an old iTunes gift card. Believe it or not, and I'm not, condoning doing this in any way, but this little card's gotten me into a locked door a time or two, just in case you get locked out. And here I've got a little mirror on one side, and over here on the other, just a small magnifier down in this little sleeve. I'm not going to pull it out because it was kind of hard to get it back in there. But it's a handy little thing to have. And this is just a small boo-boo kit. It's got some alcohol wipes in there, some antibacterial cream, various band-aids, some wound seal. Again, I'm not going to take everything out of here because it was awkward and a pain to get back in there. But that's going to do it. The EDC Pack 3.0. Any questions? Just leave it in the comment section. And as always, hey, thanks for watching. God bless everyone watching, and be safe.